How's it going, Hodlers? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over some technical analysis on Ethereum. I'm going to be going over a chart analysis of another TA person talking about could Ethereum hit between 20k and 40k. Before we get into it, we're really trying to grow the channel. We are at 3,100 subscribers right now. Go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel to join the Hodl fam. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. First, we will talk about Ethereum. There is an article that just came out. Time to tune in. Trader says the channel could take Ethereum to $40,000. So interesting, obviously a snappy title. Is it possible? We're going to talk exactly about that. So this is from a analyst, a chart analyst named Jackus. So I'll put his Twitter up there at Jackus Trader. So there's a lot of information that comes from him normally, but this article is written because of his TA. So going over, he talks a little bit about how the price dipped between the London hard fork around 2%, and then roughly talks about a couple of different charts. So the first chart, he goes into the prediction that he had made before of where Ethereum could go in the near term. So of course, this is somewhere around this is somewhere before the big drop off, right? So this is, well, Ethereum is more or less just trading level while Bitcoin was firing up, because obviously Bitcoin fired up at around August, right? So he was predicting obviously an increase, a dramatic increase from then. We did get that dramatic increase, so a similar wick, even more prominent than what he had expected, and that went up and subsequently crashed into the bear market that we just went through. So then he references channels that were made back in 2017 by the all-time highs for Ethereum. And while 2017 is hard to really determine as like good information and good data because it was so new, it still gives us a good opportunity to view some things. So he was kind of laying that out, and I'll bring this into a full view for you. But it does show that this channel created from, say, this peak back in June to this peak in 2018 at the start of 2018, kind of brings us to a channel that could roughly bring Ethereum to this maybe 40,000 to 20,000 mark. Now, of course, right now Ethereum is currently sitting in the middle of the channel, and the reason why we know that is because down here we reference at that point going over all of the main peaks of the chart. So we go through one main peak, go through another inverse peak, another peak up here before a drop, another peak at the top, and then going through and then finally finding ourselves in the middle of the chart right now with that trend line and the bottom trend lines and the bottom of our channel here down below to kind of show the bottom of the chart. Now this is chart analysis, and at the end of the day, chart analysis is the idea of trends and mathematics. It's not going to be a good solid prediction of exactly what's going to happen, and I want to make sure people understand that. Don't bank yourself on a certain price prediction. And I have said that I think Ethereum could roughly hit $10,000 per ETH by the end of the market cycle. Obviously, this 20,000 and 40,000 definitely blows that out of the water. But could it happen, especially with the London hard fork and the deflationary ecosystem that Ethereum is trying to build? Well, there's a couple of things about that. One, the ecosystem isn't exactly deflationary. Now, right now, we do have a lot of Ethereum locked up on smart contract platforms such as proof of stake going into ETH 2.0. A lot of Ethereum has been locked up. So we have a lot of value just sitting locked up in Ethereum. But since we have EIP 1559, is it actually deflationary? And I think to answer that question, you have to kind of look at how much Ethereum is being burned right now. We do see a 24-hour 2.95 Ethereum is being burned. And we do see a total burn of just under 58,000 Ethereum currently right now. This is, for anyone wondering, this is on etherchain.org/burn. So that's a total value of $183 million that have been burned on the Ethereum network. Now, I don't actually think that this makes us deflationary just yet, because I do believe that we are generating more Ethereum from the mines that counteracts this, but I do think that this decreased our Ethereum generated. Now, in the article, they do actually write once ETH 2.0 is complete, at that point, this asset, Ethereum, could possibly be something that would be invested in treasuries. They even say maybe in the United States Treasury in a portfolio. I mean, anything's possible. I think Goldman Sachs has come out and said that Ethereum, it might outpace Bitcoin in a store of value aspect. And that could be with ETH 2.0 and after the London hard fork. But right now, I think we're not deflationary in an essence, but we are making those steps to get deflationary. Now, one big thing that I want to recognize with Ethereum is that $40,000 actually doable. Could we do it? Well, just to represent this, I've put everything on a chart. So I've literally recreated everything except for the bottom part of the channel to talk about where we are in Ethereum and go from there. So we do have our center trend line, and we do see we're right above our trend line right now, bouncing off of every key area. So we do start at this peak. We do go through this peak through the candle, which is exactly what he does, through the bottom peak here. Then again through this top peak. We hit this top peak over here, and then finally finding us to where we are now. Now, a $40,000 Ethereum brings us to roughly around here in the chart. So roughly this is our area to hit $40,000. So is this possible? Could Ethereum actually hit a $40,000 price mark? To take a look at what Ethereum has done in the past, we'll kind of look through our previous move of Ethereum from October all the way here to the market peak that we experienced. So if Ethereum does a similar move to that from its current point, and obviously we've increased a lot, it could reach up to that $40,000 mark that was discussed. And of course, we have a lot more support with things like EIP 1559 that does work to make it at least deflationary, or at least getting to that point of deflationary. Of course, we're not there yet because we still have a lot. And sorry, I'm just trying to align this here fractal. So we do still have a lot to go to cover this space to get to that $40,000 mark. Of course, Ethereum is going to go up. It's not deflationary just yet, but we've significantly reduced how much Ethereum is going to be added in the circulating supply because of the burn rate. So because we are burning Ethereum at its current rate, we have increased how much Ethereum is going to be in the market. Now, it's not deflationary, but it is something where it could definitely appreciate in price. And could it be that store of value that Goldman Sachs is potentially saying? I mean, anything's possible at this point. Ethereum could run up to these prices. Now, I would still say conservatively, I would probably say that I feel safer more saying the $10,000 Ethereum. But if everything does go as I've discussed, where we have a little bit of a longer market cycle than ending in September. So of course, if we end in September, we're going to have a much lower Ethereum. But if we do go through a lengthened market cycle a little bit longer, as you can see, this fractal takes us out into basically March of 2020. I, of course, think that we could go as far to near the end of 2022, like the summer, or potentially even January of 2023. Anything is possible at that point if we do have a lengthened cycle, but that time frame would be needed to essentially hit that $40,000 mark that's being discussed within this article. So hopefully that gave you an objective look on someone else's technical analysis for a potential $40,000 Ethereum. Again, I'm not saying that this could or could not happen. I'm just kind of going over someone else's TA and making a best response to if this is possible. And of course, I think it is possible. It depends on how much money enters the system and how much investor interest is required to get a price like this. And of course, if Ethereum does turn into an asset that is kept in people's portfolios at a long-term rate because of the rate of growth and everything else, I do absolutely think that a price like this could be in its future. But again, I'm going to stick with my previous statement of saying a 10K Ethereum. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm a YouTuber and I have a responsibility for you guys to understand that I don't want to be overly bullish or pump something way past it should be pumped. Of course, you should be taking profits whenever you can just to better your lifestyle. And of course, if you're in a situation where you can ride Ethereum to the end, by all means, that's what you probably should do. Because at the end of the day, nobody's really regretted holding something for 5 years plus in terms of the cryptocurrency market. Now, of course, there are going to be some shit tokens that you are going to inevitably hold. But as long as your portfolio is filled with safe Ethereum and Bitcoin, you should be good to go. That's it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content and technical analysis just like this. And of course, happy hodling.